Hello again. Time to look into some real book reviews. And I promise you that if you read them thoroughly, it will really help you to see how you can write yourself, what to think about. So I know the text will be a little bit small, so download the PDF or the PowerPoint presentation so you can see it for yourself in your own computer or on your phone. So here we have the first example of a good book review. It's To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and the review is written by Rodman Philbrick. And it brings up all the necessary elements of a really good book review, but the language is quite informal. So here it's up to you if you would like to write an ordinary book review, which is good, or if you would really like to work with the language. But I'm starting off with this one because I think this is what you can all achieve doing without a problem. And he says there, he starts off so nicely. I've never been to Alabama, but novelist Harper Lee made me feel as if I had been there in the long, hot summer of 1935. When a lawyer named Atticus Finch decided to defend an innocent black man accused of a horrible crime. The story of how the whole town reacted to the trial is told by the lawyer's daughter, Scout, who remembers exactly what it was like to be 8 years old in 1935 in Maycomb, Alabama. So do you notice here what I told you about the setting in the last films? Long, hot summer. She mentions what year. She decides not just to say a black man, but an innocent black man. And another adjective to really focus on a horrible crime. And in a few sentences, you find out what this whole story is about. And you also realize that this person does not like injustice, the writer. Harper Lee. And then directly Rodman Philbrick explains why he liked this book. Personal opinions. Scout is the reason I love this book, because her voice rings so clear and true. So already at the beginning we find out what the main character is like here when she's describing things. And he also says, she makes me feel the things she feels. So it's written in a fantastic way, because when you read it, or as Rodman Philbrick perceives it, he's very happy to feel. So he's inside the story. It's like he's there as well. And then we find out more. The mystery about Boo Radley is just one of the reasons you want to keep turning the pages. So here is another little detail that he brings forward, but only with a few sentences. And when they talk about this strange boy called Dill, once again he goes into detail, so you get to know him with a quote. Actually, Dill isn't really so strange once you get to know him. He says things like, I am little, but I am old. It's funny, but it's also pretty sad. So here we can see the way Harper Lee is writing. So with a few words and with a quote, Rodman Philbrick really shows you why it's funny, but also pretty sad. There are many interesting characters in To Kill a Mockingbird. And here he also mentions them, that they are realistic, all seem just as real as the people in your own hometown. And that's also interesting, because that will, okay, then it could be interesting to read. And a short description of Caroline. She looked and smelled like a peppermint drop. Most of us know what a peppermint smells like and tastes like. So this, you can really feel how the writer of this book review makes you feel for this book. And you also get the idea. Now Rodman Philbrick has found the message. you get the idea that Scout is writing the story down because she wants the world to know what a good man her dad was, and how hard he tried to do the right thing. So, not the message in itself, but still to present a man who dared to stand up for what was right in a world filled with intolerance, because the large theme is actually racial tolerance. But she's using her father to convey the idea of intolerance. Then she goes into, or this book review goes into, that the trial of the wrongly accused Tom Robinson. So there is also a word that describes what it's all about, connected to the theme, wrongly accused, just as in the beginning, accused of a horrible crime, an innocent black man accused of a horrible crime. So we can see the message from the beginning, the theme, that somebody is unjustly accused. And then her father is mentioned as the quiet hero of the book, tries to persuade the jury. So all of a sudden we realize that Rodman Philbrick has found out that Atticus Finch is functioning as a quiet hero, trying to do what is good, and he also describes the way he speaks. And then he connects to our day. Even though the book took place many years ago, you get the idea that parts of it could happen today. So here there is a connection, something that we can learn today. And because today as well, innocent people could be found guilty even if they are not. And he finishes off, you'll have to read this book. So in a few words, you see, you don't have to hand in 2,000 words to really write a good book review. You can keep to the 500 words. It's not a problem. With a few words, here you get the setting, you get the characters, you get the plot, you get the theme, you get everything. But if you choose to go into depth on something else, it's okay. Now we will look at another book review, but we will do that in the next film.